Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Moments with MindLeaps. My name is Lamar Baylor, and I'm the artistic consultant for MindLeaps. And I'm filling in today for Rebecca Davis, who will not be normally who does this, but I am taking over for her today. We have our special guest. His name is Justin Prescott, a wonderful Broadway performer, freelance dancer, choreographer. And I'm sorry that we've been having some technical issues, but I'm promising you that we will get over this hump and make this all happen. Just a little insight about Justin. Justin is a native of Houston, Texas. He's a very dear friend of mine. He is an amazing choreographer, dancer, Broadway performer, has performed on television, has performed in films, and just a wonderful artist, a wonderful human, and a beautiful soul. We are really excited and looking forward to him joining us at any moment in time right now. I met Justin as we both were in concert dance, and from there, we then both moved on to Broadway. It looks like Justin is joining right now, and hopefully...
Is it working?
It's working. It's
Yay!
working. Hi, how are you, Justin?
I'm so good. Hey, hi
Hey.
everybody.
Hello, everybody. So, this is the wonderful Justin Prescott that I was informing you all of. Justin Prescott is a native from Houston, Texas, a graduate of the Houston School of Performing and Visual Arts in Houston, Texas. He is also a graduate of SUNY Purchase College in upstate New York and has performed everywhere. You know what, Justin? Before we begin and before we go any further, first, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Also enjoying the weather because it is also, I live in New Orleans currently and it is gorgeous outside, a good
Yeah,
72 degrees. So,
exactly. You know what? There's nothing like this warm weather
you know,
that we get to experience. So
you
sorry for our
know,
East Coasters. We appreciate you
I
and
know,
we love
right?
you still. And
So cold.
yeah, oh my gosh, I'm freezing. So, Justin, if you could you tell our guests today exactly how you began dancing?
It's funny. My career, well, not even career, my dancing journey started sort of when I was about 7 or 8. Well, actually younger than that, like 5, 6. My the woman who I went to her daycare, she was the costume maker for this dance studio, and she was like, "He's got a lot of energy. Let's sit into the class. Sit into the class." So they sent me to this class. I had no dance experience whatsoever, no dance shoes. They gave me like a pair of tap shoes that were a size 7, and I was a strong size 3. And they made me put on like 7 to 8 pairs of socks to fit these tap shoes. And they said, "Do what they do what those girls are doing." I said, "Okay, here we go. I'm doing what they do." So here we go.
Hmm.
It was hilarious. It was quite hilarious. But yeah, I started a studio called Stars in Motion. So back in the 90s. So
And who knew that you would actually become a star in motion? Yeah.
hey, there you go.
So,
That's
Justin,
good.
can you update everyone on your training after? So you went to Stars in Motion Dance Studio, and
Stars in
then
Motion.
you went to. There is also a story I remember though, at you performing as a child somewhere in New
Yeah.
York City in Harlem.
Yeah, yeah. So from Stars in Motion, the studio closed, and my parents were looking for me somewhere to dance. I auditioned for the Nutcracker, and I got into the Nutcracker as a party boy, first Nutcracker. And then we met this other family that went to this dance studio called Masters of Dance, and
Mm.
then I started going to this dance studio called Masters of Dance. And I was in this boys company. We call ourselves the Boys Company, of course,
Mm.
DABOYZ company. And
So
yeah, so
creative.
right, and so then there's this national search because Apollo the show is Showtime at the Apollo. That's not, I think it's still on. I'm not sure. I don't
Yeah,
watch
it's
TV.
back.
It's back. Okay, so
Hmm.
yeah, they had this segment called Apollo Kids, and they did this national search for some talent, basically, to be on Apollo Kids. So at this mall called Sharpstown Mall in Houston, Texas, I auditioned for Apollo Kids, and me and my partner, we got a free flight to New York City. We won the competition, by the way. Won the competition, got a free flight to New York City. My first time flying, my family's first time going to New York City. I
Mm.
think think I had just turned 11. I was 11 years old and was missing teeth. And and Steve Harvey was the host at the time, and it was an amazing experience. I saw my first musical, Cats.
Wow,
So yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool experience. I can't
that's
complain.
amazing.
Yeah,
When did you know that you actually wanted to pursue dance as a career?
I think it was always in me. I couldn't even tell you like when. I just always knew that that was what I wanted to do. Like I was like, like even everything I've done, basically, I told my parents I wanted to do, and they helped me get there some kind of way. I was like,
Mm,
I want to go to HSPVA. I was like, what's that? I was like, we got to figure it out. I want to go to New York. What's in New York? I don't know, but I got to be there, you know. So it's just always part of my journey to be a performer first, for sure. I knew I was going to perform somewhere or be on TV or
hmm.
something. So that was always just part of who I was, and so it was always with me.
You
The
know, it's
arts.
incredible that you speak about the arts and the support system that you have behind you. You know,
Hmm.
because that's exactly what we try to do for our kids at MindLeaps is truly shape the way that the arts, well, help the arts. Excuse me. We use the arts to help them shape their minds and then
Uh-huh.
also lead them on pathways to education. And
Right.
you then went to graduate from the
Yeah.
wonderful School of Dance at SUNY Purchase. And then
Yeah.
from there, can you tell us how your career began once you left SUNY Purchase?
Yeah. And just to throw it in there, I graduated with honors, just so y'all know. Cum laude. Thank you.
Oh, come on.
Um,
Come on.
um, but from there, I auditioned my first professional audition from college. I actually was still in college. I was in my second semester of my senior year, second semester senior year at Purchase. And my friend was like, "Hey, come with me to this audition." And I was like, "All right, cool." It was like, "You got a headshot?" I was like, "Nope." So I asked my friend to take a picture of me next to some brick wall, got a headshot. He got sheet music. I said, "Nope." I used some sheet music I had from a choir, something I found. I was like, "Okay, I got a song." And then
Hmm.
I went to this audition. It was for Fela, and it was Bill T. Jones. And my friend was like, "Oh, you should come because Bill T. Jones is concert dance choreographer, so you should definitely try to be a part of this experience, or whatever." So I was like, "All right, cool." So I went, and I got the job. I got the job as a swing, and so basically my second semester of college, and I was in school and also a professional dancer on Broadway. And so from there, I've been going ever since 2010. Yeah, since
That's
2010.
incredible. That is really, really
Yeah.
awesome, Justin. And the fact that you were able to kind of merge both of your worlds, you know, like your
Mhm.
concert dance training and then
Mhm.
putting that on a Broadway stage, you know, like
Mhm.
more
Yeah.
commercial type of theater,
Yeah.
you know, like which is incredible. And how were you able to manage everything? You know, I mean, that is a heavy load and a task
Man, it
to,
was crazy. It was absolutely, I honestly say till this day, that was the craziest like 4 months of my life because I was
mm,
literally I was barely sleeping, literally barely sleeping. I was waking up at like, 5, doing stuff. I had good friends also, good friends, but 'cause I had to finish projects in school as well. So I was in school in the morning. I would leave school around like 10 or something like that, and then take a train to the city, rehearse. After rehearsal, take a train back to school, be at school for maybe like 2 hours, and then take a train back to the city because I had to be at the show by 7:30. But then
wow.
thankfully, the management team was like then because I was a swing and I at the beginning of the show of the rehearsals I didn't know the full show so I didn't have to be
Hmm.
there. But once I knew that show, they were like half hour call 7:30, bro. I was like, all right, cool.
Showtime.
Showtime. I was like, so it was honestly crazy, but I made it. It made me stronger, honestly, and I can say that
Yeah.
that experience has changed how I am able to navigate life,
That's
honestly.
incredible. And
Yeah.
Justin, you know, you keep using this word swing. And for
Hmm.
our guests who have just joined, this is Justin Prescott,
Hey.
a wonderful, talented artist, human being, choreographer, dancer, educator. And you have been using this term swing. Can you elaborate a little bit more on exactly what a swing is for those
Ah,
who may not know?
okay, swing. So on Broadway, there are different roles that you play. Literal roles, but also like the title of your role. So there's like the
Yeah.
principals, there's the ensemble, there's the understudies, there's the standbys, there's the swings.
Hmm.
And I was a swing, which means I am the one who, if anyone in the ensemble were to get injured or call out sick, I'm the person that goes and does their job for them so that the show doesn't have to change in any way. And with that show, Fela, I swung 15 tracks. They call them tracks, which means like each person, their, I guess their, what do you call them? Their map of the
Parts?
show, their
Yeah.
part, yeah, their map of the show, their
Mm-hmm.
part. So that's a track. And so I would
Mm-hmm.
go in, I learned 15 tracks. I was four dancing tracks, a djembe drummer, a tap dancer, African chanter, um, an acrobatic track. I can't remember the other ones, but yeah, a lot.
Now, friend, I mean, and I say this to you, I felt like I've known you for a very long time. I also did not know that you understudied 15 tracks. That's
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah, it's crazy. It was nuts.
What type of mental capacity do you feel as though you need to have to be able to do that?
Crazy. No. No, honestly, it honestly takes a certain type of person to do that because what I tell people when I talk about swinging, I say, I look at the big picture, and it's also like think about football. Football, like you have the plays, you have you use X's and O's and in football, but that's how I look at it. So I look at the big
Yeah.
picture and the puzzle pieces. I have to look and see how the puzzle pieces fit into the show, and that's how I'm
Mm-hmm.
able to sort of navigate myself through the show. And of course, once I go on stage for one track, I can
Mm-hmm.
start to sort of do that a lot easier because I now know who does what, when, and like which direction they go to. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, oh that person crosses. Oh, that's what you do here, So
Mm-hmm.
it takes a patience. You have to be patient because
Yeah.
when it comes to jumping into a show that people have been doing 8 shows a week, you have to be patient and sort of like listen because you can't be a
Mm-hmm.
stubborn swing because you're not in the show every day. So things that you were taught that may have changed or they
Yeah.
have changed it to fit their body or whatever the
Mm-hmm.
case may be. But yeah, it takes a certain brain to definitely do that because it is not an easy job. It is not,
Yeah. You speak about
especially. Oh, go ahead.
there at that level, and
Hmm.
you speak about, like having the patience, and I'm like, and then also having the understanding. And we often at Mind Leaps do the same thing with our kids. We try to have as much patience with them that we can have to make sure that we're guiding them on their journey forward, which I'm sure like you said, the management, the
Hmm.
ensemble, your other castmates, like had with you as well as you
Yeah,
doing the same thing with them.
right.
Right.
Yeah, like that's a thing. It's a thing.
And now okay, so that was Fela in 2010. We are now in
Hmm.
2021. How many Broadway shows
Woo!
have you been in?
Nine shows,
Are
about
we
to be
coming up
10.
on a number 10?
Coming up on number 10.
Could you let our audience know when or what they
Um,
could be looking forward or expecting to see you in?
yeah, the revival of Funny Girl, the musical, is coming back to Broadway in the spring. And I'll be joining the cast as in the ensemble and as the understudy for one of the principal roles. So it's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting.
That is beyond exciting. And I
10
mean,
shows in
so
10 years. Can you believe it? Wow.
wow. Wow. I mean, what an amazing opportunity, an amazing gift to you. And so
Yeah.
hats off, kudos to you. We really do appreciate that. Um, that is incredible. I mean, and being your friend and saying that out loud, 10 Broadway shows, that is amazing. And
Right?
within a
It's
10 and within
crazy,
a 10
man.
year span,
Yeah.
you're blessed, and we love that for you.
Yeah.
But also recently you have become a professor an adjunct
Yeah.
professor at Loyola University.
Hmm.
And can you tell us a little bit more about the program and your the shift from being a performer to an educator?
It has been a lot of fun, honestly. I love to teach. I'm very passionate about teaching because I remember being a student and wanting to know any and everything about
Yeah.
whatever was being taught in the class. I still am that way. I still am a student, honestly. And I think because of that, I'm able to sort of like transition a lot easier to teaching from being a professional dancer into professor. But it's been great. It's been amazing. The transition was quite seamless because I am teaching theater arts and dance. I'm teaching singing. Well, I'm coaching singing.
Okay.
I created a show down here. Actually, I created a brand new show. That was really cool. and I also teach tap. So it's been a great experience, and the students are great, and the program is pretty good. The students are very hungry, especially for them to be in the South. Having me
Hmm.
come down from clearly from from Broadway to New Orleans. It's literally an amazing experience. And it's kind of surreal because it's like I have one thing, I have all the space, and then also I have these students who are just like waiting on hand and listening every word I say, eating it up, like
Hmm.
emailing me, Mr. Prescott, Professor Prescott. I'm like, don't call me that. It's so weird.
Is
It's
that
so
your
weird.
title? Do they call you? Do
Uh,
they really call you Professor
yeah,
Prescott?
sometimes they do. They're like, "Yo, professor." I'm like, yeah, that's me. I am a professor.
That is your title, so they are honoring it, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And you spoke about this work that you just produced, choreographed, this show. Could you let
Mhm.
us know a little bit more about it?
Yeah, so I just literally created, choreographed, and directed a show it's called All in the Day's Work. It's a movement-based piece that I created on the students here. They sort of last semester I was an artist in residence here, and the artistic director and the director of the program was like, "Hey, do you have any ideas?" I was like, "Yeah, I kind of had this little something, something." They're like, "Great, we're gonna make it into a show and put it in the fall season." I was like, okay, okay, sure." And it's interesting because we had Ida, the hurricane came, so we kind of
Hmm.
had to delay it. So I didn't think it was going to happen, but
Wow.
sure enough, it was amazing that they were able to find time and shift some things around. But it was amazing from the ground up. It was inspired by three sculptures, and it's
Hmm.
based on basically the how do I say this? It's the journey of these Americans sort of like trying to strive and achieve for this American dream that is, to me, a false thing,
Hmm.
and their journey of becoming part of this sort of cyclic machine that we call America, or the working class,
Mm.
because we have to work to live and live to work, or work for profit or need profit to live. So it's sort of like a circle, which is what we
Hmm.
are in, unfortunately, in America. So yeah.
Yeah. What message were you trying to convey to your audience who saw the piece?
Well, it sort of came from me looking at the American dream, and sort of the sculptures themselves are based on three American events, like big events: 9/11, uh, the Great Depression, and the Wall Street crash. And
Okay.
basically, I was looking at those events and sort of like taking it and saying, like, what is it that, what do they have in common? What, besides them being
Hmm.
such a major event? I was like, the people who they're affected by, people affected emotionally, physically, financial burden. And then so I went to like went with that and sort of dissect that even more about the human psyche, and just sort of how all of these things are quite universal, and it's something that we all experience and something that we all know and live, honestly, if you are a
Yeah.
working person in America. So it's sort of just the universality, is that a word? The universe, I'm gonna say it is. The
You can make
universal,
it a word. You know what? This is a
yeah,
creative space. It's safe. You
sure.
can do that.
Right. Well, let's say the universal idea of being a working citizen in America is sort of how we all go through that emotional trauma, physical trauma, a financial burden, not even just based on an event, just sort of like in an everyday life in America. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's I mean, the work sounds incredible itself. I was lucky enough to get a preview of it, and I'm very grateful. And the work that you did was amazing, and I'm pretty sure it was well received. And similarly to like our students that we work with at MindLeaps, their
Okay.
countries have been through. I mean, their countries specifically have been through some of the most traumatic and burdening. I don't even know I don't think sometimes I can put it into words, but Rwanda
Mm-hmm.
through a genocide, and then
Mm-hmm.
Mauritania is another
Yeah.
country in West Africa, like dealing with we're working with young girls and trying to get them on a path to education. In Guinea, like we have um, ethnic conflict between cultures, between races there, and and it's how we can impact and change these communities, like with the work
Mm-hmm.
that we do. So hopefully
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that your work was very well received, but hopefully the people
Yeah.
of New Orleans were able to digest it and take away ways that they can be better. And
Yeah.
do you have any wishes from your work that you are doing in New Orleans that you can leave and bestow upon those people?
Well, with the show, we had a talk back after the show, and the moderator was the artistic director of the program, and he would ask questions, and he also did this game in the talk back where he would have everyone close their eyes, and they would just shout out the first thing that came to mind about the piece that they
Mm,
saw and experienced. People said all kinds of things, which was amazing. But then on top of that, they would sort of like whenever they would ask questions and sort of like blurt out those words, it definitely showed me that the piece itself sort of like resonated with them in a way that they
mm,
hadn't experienced, in a while. Because even still with, 9/11, not 9/11, excuse me, COVID, we all are climbing and striving, coming back to all those kind of words. So it was something that, they could resonate with, that resonated with them. And it sort
mm-hmm.
of like allowed them to sort of feel almost heard, almost therapeutic in a way, based
Yeah.
on their responses, because it was like, yes, you too, okay, and it kind of brought like everyone in the room, whoever was watching it, together because they were like, yeah, yo, me too, bro, like just like that sort of like vibe that we all go through these things, we all know this, we all understand what this feels like, and to sort of see it on a stage in a realized way was something that they obviously received, and I was like, yeah, yeah, thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. So,
You said that, like we all go through this and
hmm
we all know what this feels like. And
hmm
though we may not go through the same exact situations, all of us, like we all are going through something and we all know exactly what that feels like. And,
hmm
hopefully that what they take away is how can we make it better for everyone around us. And that is
right, right,
that's
right.
what we strive to do at
hmm
Mind Leaps. Hopefully I'm pretty sure, being a very close friend of yours, I know that's what you try to do through your work.
hmm Yeah,
And
for sure.
in every way of being therapeutic to the
hmm
masses. And
hmm
Justin, I can't say thank you enough for taking up time out of your day to be here with us and our Minus community.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone who has joined to see Sir Justin Prescott, the amazing educator, dancer, performer, and choreographer extraordinaire. Everyone, if you would be interested in coming to see our virtual dance performance, end of the year performance that Justin will be guesting in. And we are so excited for him to join us, as well as a bunch of others. So, everybody, click the link in the bio, purchase a ticket. It's December 12th at 12 noon, and we look forward to seeing you all. Justin, thank you so much, friend. I
Thank you for
appreciate
having
you.
me. Thank you, guys. Y'all take care. Peace, y'all.